So today I'm going to talk about a couple of lenses. I'm going to try to see if I can find. I don't really keep pictures in my camera of like the lens and pick like insort through pictures, and I don't have Lightroom, so it's a little bit more difficult for me to go back. But I'm going to see if I can find some and put them in here of these cameras where I took some of these pictures. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the 90mm f2 for Fuji. Now, if you want to classify this under full frame, for some reason people do this. It's almost close to 135mm equivalent, but it's a 90mm equivalent to a Fuji. That's all you have to worry about. It's a very sharp lens. It's okay for video. It's not the best for video. It does have a little bit of delay breathing. Now, I'm going to talk about the X-T5 in between all this and the X-T4. So the 90mm is super sharp, very, very beautiful images coming out of here. The depth of field is really nice. I tried the 50mm 1.2, I think it was, and it's just, I really couldn't find a way or reason to use 1.2 that often. I usually used 1.4 or 1.8 in a lot of the portraits that I was doing with couples or just events, and I'd be pretty far back, so the 50mm really didn't do any good because it would be a wide angle lens at that point in time. And this goes back to a comment I made a while back where you only need 3 lenses. You probably can get away with 2. You have a wide lens and then a super sharp focus lens. And so this f2 is one of those 2 that's really nice, but the problem with it, it's heavy. So an X-T5 without a grip, it's heavy. It doesn't have well balancing. You have to hold the lens with, you have to hold it with both hands, and usually I can get away with some of the smaller f2 lenses, like the 35, I think it is, and the 23 or 24. I can't remember which one it was. I can hold the camera with one hand on the X-T5 with those f2s. So going back to the weight. Now, if I put it on the X-T4, the autofocus isn't as good as the X-T5 in low light, but because you're f2, it picks up pretty good. It tries to pick up the eyes as best it can, and so you're gonna see a couple of pictures here of a studio shoot where I use pretty much every lens in one way or another, and then I used the same shots on the X-T4. I use the 18 to 50, I think it is, or 18 to 55 kit lens kind of look, right? But it's not a kit lens. It's Sigma's lens. So going back to it. Anyway, so the 90mm is a really, really good lens. It's heavy. X-T4, it works perfect with the battery grip. It feels good. XH2S, we had it on the XH2S in one of the weddings that we did. Felt really good. The grip is really nice. We haven't tried it on the SX series, so like the SX10 or XS20, I think that's what they are. I can't remember. We haven't gotten those cameras, so I don't know how they feel with the grip on there. The mini XH cameras, right? Those little ones. I don't remember what they're called. But anyway, so going back to the 90. It goes all the way up to f16. It's really, really sharp around f2.8, 4. Those are really, really good spots. We know that f2, because the depth of field is off, everything around it's going to be a little bit blurry, but that's the point, right? The point is that you get that separation from the foreground and the background with the subject that's there. That's the whole point. So all these people that always are like, oh, the corners aren't sharp. Who cares? The point is the center, or maybe even that thirds area where the subject is. So it doesn't matter. That it's not really that sharp. But this 90mm is a really good lens. I picked it up because of an event that happened to our car. I'll throw a couple pictures up here of the car wreck. But what ended up happening is we got hit by hit and run. I left my camera gear in the car, the X-T3, a couple of my f2 lenses, batteries, and I left it in the car. I left them in the car. We got hit and run. I didn't pick them up out of the car, and somebody between the tow truck guy and when we got at the salvage yard, somebody stole all our gear, the GoPros, all that kind of stuff. They stole everything. And I was really upset about that. I was really mad. Insurance gave us some money. I have PPA, so they gave us a little bit, not too much. I'm saying a little bit, so like under $2,000. So it wasn't, because you have your deductible, right? You have $1,000 deductible or a percentage of whatever your house is, whatever your insurance, and then PPA I think had like a $50 deductible. So we got under 1,000. So I went and I had the opportunity to go get some lenses, but they didn't have the lenses I wanted. So they had a 90 mil. I had a wedding coming up. I needed a focal range that could reach out because the 50 mil was gone. It was stolen. So I went and got the 90 mil just to have it. And I hadn't seen reviews because it's such an old lens. And it came out really good. I really liked it. So like I said, these are some images, a little bit of video that's been kind of going in the background. I want to thank you. Have a good day, good night, and I'll see you on the other side.